This sode would not be possible without the support of our listeners, patrons, and sponsors. If you'd like to learn more about supporting the 3-Bit Gamer Show, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/3BG. And a huge thanks goes out to our boss-level patrons, Christopher and Patrick. Hey, JD, did you see the Age of Empires 4 announcement?
Oh, yeah. I'm impossibly stoked for that. That game is going to take over my life.
Wait, what about Valheim? Hasn't that game already taken over your life?
Oh, definitely. Cannot stop playing Valheim.
So what are you going to do when AoE 4 comes out then?
Oh, easy. I just got a VR rig, and I have one game going to each eye.
Dude, there's no way that's good for you.
Yeah, dude, aren't you worried about, your brain?
Oh, no. I've got that figured out already. If I ever need a break, I'll just switch eyes.
Wait, switch eyes? How are you going to switch eyes?
Easy. Cross-eyed.
Wait, okay, so you're going to go cross-eyed in a VR headset playing a different game on each eye.
Yeah. Guys, it's gonna work. I read about this on TikTok. You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
This is Trent.
I pointed to you first, man.
No way, dude. That's
Dude,
pain.
the nose goes was amazing.
I was like trying to find my camera. I couldn't find it to
where
like
is
point.
Oh my gosh.
And Aaron.
We got
Aaron's here too.
Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news.
All right, our news this week is brought to us by Crave Cookies. Crave Cookies. Crave is Trent. Thanks, bro. I like that you responded to the peer pressure, not just from me. It seems like from every one of your fans.
Yeah, dude.
Brought back the Scotch-a-Rookie. This is a peanut butter cookie that is stuffed with a Rice Krispie treat in the middle of it. It tastes exactly like a Scotch-a-Roo, if you're familiar with that dessert. That the community hall dessert.
That soda shop dessert that's everywhere.
Yeah. Yes. So guys, you got to get your cookie on. Go to cravecookies.com and at least look at the pictures. Or if you're in Midvale, Utah, drop by.
At least
Take a look at the pics, dude. You'll love it.
Dude. I'm not gonna lie. At least 2 or 3 times when Trent was in Florida, I looked because I was like, what if maybe he just set it to like auto update and like they changed the menu when he's gone, and maybe the Scotch-a-Rookie will come back, and it didn't happen, but then he came back and it happened. I'm so happy. I'm so glad you're back,
dude, just
Trent,
for you.
I'm more glad that the Scotch-a-Rookie is back.
Me too.
Me too. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are. All right, so
So stop getting death threats.
Yeah. To get these 1-star reviews, they're like, all right, we take it back.
Okay.
Okay, so we got some news. We got some E3 news. We talked last week how E3 is going all digital again once more this year, which is, I'm glad. It seems like they're being realistic. I think June convention trying to just deal with the realities of doing that in person would have been a nightmare and not worth it at all. But if you guys remember last week, I was like, we were saying that Peterson and I were both saying that like no big studios really need an E3 that to hype their games is as easy as just putting out trailers at this point, and a little bit of marketing to make sure everyone's seen the trailer. But fucking wrong. We were wrong. I guess we were wrong because Nintendo, Xbox, and Ubisoft have all spoken up and voiced their intent to participate in E3 this year, along with Capcom, Konami, Take-Two, Warner Brothers.
Nintendo's participating.
Yes.
Don't they usually do the Treehouse?
Yeah, they don't. They're not usually around, aren't they?
Huh?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so some of the ones that are going to be absent, which is notable, will be Sony, EA, Activision Blizzard, Sega, Square Enix, and Bandai Namco. I will say, especially Square Enix and Bandai Namco, it seems like and Sega, because I went to E3 a handful of times, and they were like, it seemed like they definitely, their whole year as a company revolved around that show. Like, it was a big deal for them. So I guess I can see how they're into it, but yeah, I mean, Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, these are, that's awesome. I mean, that seems like guaranteed that E3 will be a pretty decent show this year, and definitely worth watching.
It'll be worth following to see what games are not coming out until 2024. Pretty excited for that.
So the guys that do put on E3, the ESA, their CEO was interviewed or was talking about this and said something to the effect of, "We are evolving this year's E3 into a more inclusive event, but we'll still look to excite the fans with major reveals and insider opportunities that make this event indispensable center stage for video games." When I hear insider opportunities for an all-digital event, I'm sorry, call me cynical, but I feel like they're going to make expensive digital passes for like exclusive digital passes for E3 stuff that you pay like $1,000 for and you get to watch the trailer early, which... how is that going to work?
That'll probably be how
Maybe
you that's how you test the games. That unlocks the demos, all the demos.
I can see that.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, because it seems like they're teasing it something.
$1,000.
It has to be worth it.
Insider opportunities. What else could that mean? Like, why would he say that? What? I just feel like that. I like that though. I think that's a good theory that you'll pay extra to have access to the demos, which is dope. Like that's an okay primo thing. Considering this hasn't been remember, this has been a trade show event for, with rare exceptions when they tried to make it open to the public, but mostly it's like you have to be in the industry. So to think that we're going from a trade show event to an event where average people can play demos, like, yeah, pay a little extra. I think people will be happy to do that because that's cool.
So I totally forgot what happened last year because I don't think 2020 was actually a real year.
No,
but,
fake year.
It was a fake year. It was a leap fake year.
Yes,
it was like a leap year, but just like erased.
Yep.
What happened at E3 last year? It was digital.
It canceled. It was
Yeah,
canceled.
there was
canceled.
They said they were
they
going to
didn't
do a
even.
digital
They
thing,
didn't do
Nothing?
digital.
and I don't think they did.
Everybody
Maybe
just
they
did their
did.
own thing.
I think they just released a bunch of trailers like soon after.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because isn't that back when when it was last June? It would have been.
No, it was totally canceled. It was the first. Yeah, it was completely canceled. That's why I was like, we're not that stupid. Like, we should know. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was fucking canceled. Like, they didn't do it at all, and they didn't. They tried, and they were gonna do it, and then they just were like, nah.
Nah.
And I don't think that and I think they had if I remember correctly, they had a rough run up to the E3 2020 event anyway. Like Jeff Knight, what's his fucking name? Jeff Knight
Keighley?
Jeff Keighley. I don't know. It's such a tongue twister when I see it.
Now I have to look it up.
Well, it's Geoff Keighley. Like, that's how it's spelled, and I'm supposed to read it Jeff
Kaylee?
Kaylee. I don't know, but he
Dude, it
pulled
looks
out,
like a
and there was
Utah
like a bunch
girl's
of bad
name.
news in the lead up to it. So I think they were happy to cancel it in 2020. They're like, sweet. But this year they're trying, and they've had a whole year to plan it, so that's pretty cool. This next one is World of Warcraft is making changes to purchasable game time options.
Yeah, I don't
previously,
understand this one.
you could get a subscription. Trent, correct me if I'm wrong, but you could get a subscription in 30 days, 90 days, or 180 days.
Yeah, so this, I think, is just a misleading title, honestly. So you can still get a subscription in 30, 60, 90, 180. You just can't pre-purchase game time anymore. So
What does that mean?
meaning, like, if I don't have a credit card or I'm like a kid that wants to play, it's like getting a gift card to apply toward an account. Now, you can't get gift cards basically for anything other than 60 days. If I were to guess why they were doing it, it's because most of the like gold sellers and people that kind of try to abuse the economy in WoW usually buy those 30-day cards, hop in, get their account banned after they did some damage. And so now if they take those out, it seems like it will be beneficial overall, because if you're subscribing, it's still just 30 days at a time. So I don't know. I think people are making a little bit bigger of a deal out of it than they need to, but I don't know.
They're
It's
just
an
pulling
interesting
some of
choice.
the options.
Yeah.
I wonder if Blizzard's like, I wonder how we could get twice as much money from all the farmers' accounts.
Well, and I think it's really just to prevent that very first month, because once you're actually subscribed, you can buy game time with in-game currency anyway. So
yeah.
yeah.
I forgot you told me that. Like, you can, if you farm enough gold and you like play enough, you can just pay for your month every single time. That's pretty cool.
They just want you to keep playing. Don't stop.
Just keep playing.
All right, so here's the banner story, you guys.
This is one JD wanted to get to.
This has just like bored its way into my brain like a termite, and it's laid eggs, and they live in my fucking ears, and I can't get them out.
It's already won the Blurstees in JD's mind.
It really has. Intel has rolled out this new software called Bleep that filters out toxic slurs in voice chats as you game. So on its surface, and from that headline, you're like, that's interesting, JD. Why are you in such a tizzy about it?
Yeah. What's the big deal?
It allows me to filter out hateful language targeted at people of certain abilities, or if they're LGBT, or I can turn off every single time. I can filter out people saying the N-word. JD, how is this a bad thing? Well, let me tell you, because
I can't.
One look at this fucking app, it is so clear that I don't know, because I was discussing this with my coworkers, people who are in software, who are like, how did this happen? How did this get cleared? How did any of this get by anyone? How did it get to the point that they were like, let's do a public relations campaign bragging about this? Guys, I'm staring at a screen right now. This is your toggle for Bleep. This is your setup, your configuration for Bleep. So I guess you turn on League of Legends and you jump in the voice chat because you fucking hate yourself, and you decide, well, I want to toggle out. I want to like edit what I hear, because I do want to hear the sparse instructions that are interlaced with all the slurs. I would like you to pick those out for me so I know when we're attacking in the jungle. That's what I want. So you go onto this and you look, and guys, I shit you not. I'm not fucking kidding you. There's an N-word toggle.
How come it doesn't get a slider?
Because, Trent...
like, it's the intensity that you say it with.
I know, and there's different versions of it. So you could be like... Because what Trent's alluding to is the other ones, which is this is just as bad. There's one for name calling. These are options.
And these are sliders.
These are sliders. There's one for name calling.
Wait, but
there's
you have to say what you can slide it to. It's none, some, most, or all. If you want all of the racism.
Okay, so racism and xenophobia. The other one is sexually explicit language, then swearing, and then out of nowhere, like a fucking Sesame Street, one of these is not really like the other, is white nationalism? Are you fucking kidding me? There is a slider that allows me in my Intel Bleep software to set some white nationalism. Just some.
Dude,
I don't want like Timothy McVeigh, but I want like tiki torches. I want fucking some. And
just give me a little bit.
Just give me a little, but I'm going to turn off the N-word toggle because I love that word and I want to hear it.
Dude,
but also,
is that off by default or on by default? Because both are so bad. Because the slider is so bad, but the toggle for just the N-word. And then you look like, what is this? Why is this? Is your like? Are we not working on other protected classes? Because I don't see something for anti-Semitism, and that sure as shit should have a slider. I guess. It needs a slider. We need one for that one.
Well, here's what
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, all this is gonna do is encourage people to test out the sliders.
Dude, it's just going to be Animal Jam all over again.
Right?
We're going to come up with different insults.
How do you decide what is some LGBTQ plus hate? Some? What is the difference between some and most? Are you telling me And then how did they fucking get this software? Are you telling me there's just a bunch of Intel guys sitting in a fucking sound booth dropping slurs?
They went to Riot Game Studio and they just recorded them for
Set in
like
a board meeting.
a couple of
drove
months.
around. They just drove around in a car with a mic on the top. Guys on their smoke break, windows open. Didn't matter. Anything they caught, they're like, "This is fucking gold." What did that guy
I
just
would
say?
never have thought of that.
Holy shit!
The sexually
I didn't know you could
explicit
say those.
language.
That
one.
is definitely most white nationalism.
Did what with an orange? What?
Dude,
This is weird.
Honestly, how would you not test it out immediately, like with the sexually explicit language one?
I just don't know why not use like mild, moderate, severe at least. Like at least then
Some.
you can maybe assign
Most.
some.
It's gonna let just a little
Guys,
bit slip in there.
Let me just
I can't.
as we're trying to move into a more accepting and open a general culture. Let me just tell you, if you ever find yourself
If you
saying that I want some white nationalism,
I want most.
I want a
Not
little.
all.
I want a little LGBTQ plus hate. If you've given people that option, stop. You fucked up somewhere. You got to go back and find out where you fucked up because you've gone way too far. This guy in his beret and his black button-up shirt explaining to people like how much ableism they can have and how, I don't know, did they make a sliding scale in the back room at Intel?
You know,
of
originally
each
they were
one
all
of these
toggles.
slurs.
As you can tell, JD is very angry about this, and he's been thinking about this nonstop
Guys,
since
I've
he
had
saw
this-
this
Really
article.
has.
I've had this on my mind all day. I just can't.
So let me just so this is something that you actively have to download, right? This isn't
Yes.
something
Yeah.
that's just going to appear and then you have to make the
No.
decision on what to do. So this is for parents and little kids not wanting their kids to be subject to all the nasty things that
Just most
dirty
of
little
them.
gamers
Just
Not
say.
not all of it.
Just some of them.
or some of it if they want to just be somewhat racist.
Look, I want
that's
Timmy to
fine,
have just
I
like a
guess.
balanced diet.
Like I don't want my kids
of
to live in a
hatred.
bubble.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, what are you just gonna just keep them in a solid room? Just play Mario with all the sliders all on because everybody who plays Mario Kart, bunch of dirty little kids.
Dude.
I just can't. We gotta move on.
Whatever. Yeah.
Well, no, what this really is, guys, you're missing the whole point. You are thinking inside the box, okay? Who's providing this? This is software. They're going to sell it to someone. Obviously, they don't care what you put. They don't care about bleeping stuff out. They care about what you put in these toggles. If you put all white nationalism, they're going to listen in. They're going to flag your IP address, and like that's it. This is a tool. This is a self-disclosure tool.
It's just an FBI watch list, and it's all just built around the white nationalism toggle. The FBI is phoning it the fuck in lately. They're like, we'll just put out a software where people will self-select how white nationalists they are, and then we'll just observe it.
Well, and it seems like purely subjective on some of those topics. Like
They're
they can
all
just
subjective.
they can just throw in whatever they want in there. Oh, the Kit Kat gang. Better watch out for those.
Well,
Yeah.
one of
brown
the toggles is
mashless,
aggression.
I don't know, chocolates.
Any negative language intended to wound the recipient. So like everything ever said in a voice chat, always.
I just
Yeah.
the idea of
Did I
turning
know
the
that?
most subjective thing in the universe, language, into something that they've like tried to like. I
It's
just
okay.
They've rated. I'd love to see the background behind the scenes, like how they've rated each thing, like phrases or something like that. I would love to see that.
The-
This
the-
is in the most category.
the goings on behind the scenes of this would have been. I mean, there were meetings at least for a week and a couple meetings and things
So many meetings
about the
JD.
N-word toggle. Like they looked and they got a little notification on Outlook that their N-word toggle meeting was coming up, and they're like, no one was like, hey.
Do you think it started off as a slider?
I bet they were all toggles.
I guess.
I bet-
and then,
I bet
why
all
did
of
they
them
make
were
them all
toggles
toggles? Why did
Because
the
they brought
N-word-
it to a meeting and some executive was like, I don't think we can be that strict. We got to loosen up a little bit.
And it's just the N-word?
that one we could
Because that is not the summation of all racism against black people, but that's all they get is the N-word toggle. And then other protected classes get sliders for things. Swearing, because, equally as offensive, sexually explicit language right there. We got to
we better break this.
We got to move.
JD can go on forever.
Are you a former League of Legends player? Have you struggled to transition from League to other games? Do you wish there was a way to ease yourself into other games without losing what you loved about playing League of Legends? Then Intel's Bleep In software is just for you. With Intel's Bleep In tool, you can insert your own preferred slurs into any game you like. Tired of supportive communities and looking for a little more salt? Or do you just want to hear preteens scream the N-word? With Bleep In, you can customize your gaming experience to be whatever you want. Whatever the fuck you want. Okay, so next, this is equally exciting, but on the opposite end of the scale. Guys, the Age of Empires 4 gameplay trailer dropped. They had the whole showcase. They talked about the whole roadmap and strategy, not just for Age of Empires 4, but for all the definitive editions that they've been doing.
Okay, what are your thoughts? I got to get them.
Did everyone watch this trailer? Did you guys all watch it?
It was juicy.
Oh, it was juicy. It was juicy.
Can I say that? Is that toggled? Sorry.
Dude, that got toggled.
Awesome.
It depends on how much sexually explicit content.
Everyone keeps hearing juicy, but that's not what he's actually saying.
You can't say it like that. You can't.
That's just the bleep noise.
Juicy like you did.
It's so juicy.
Yeah, why don't you lay a little less juicy on that one? So I will say right off the bat, the Age of Empires 4 trailer was just so much fan service in abundance, and I think that's what you need to do.
Dude, when I saw the elephants, my mind freaking it's so awesome.
With the game that people have been waiting for. I mean, not necessarily waiting for, but they've kind of been like, is that ever going to come out? Because guess what? When Microsoft owns the license, it's never really dead, right? It's always just like a possibility that they'll go dig that up when they need some money. And they did. And so everyone's just kind of been sitting around like, God, I hope when they dig it up and they zap it Frankenstein style, that it comes back something like worthwhile. And that's what it is. It looks so good. The animations are just fantastic. It looks like there's a bunch of different angles. Aaron, did you get the idea that you can switch to a top-down angle?
That's what it looked like. Yeah, like a full-on top-down, not like
like you can go straight into a tactical top-down map mode to strategize. There were, wild. This is a weird thing, and I went looking today and couldn't find it, and I was like really sad because there's no way now. When the Google results get changed when a big thing comes out, and you'll never find the old thing. But back in the day, and this was something that floated around the Age of Empires community for years. There was this GIF. It was an animation someone had made for like art school or something. Something. It was really impressive, but it was minor, and it definitely wasn't a game. But they'd taken the castle from Age of Empires 2 and done an animation of it being hit by a trebuchet, and the big balls that this thing shoots each have their own physics, and they're hitting it differently, and it collapses in this like elegant way. I remember that GIF floated around for so long. Old Age of Empires forums, like people were like, "This is what we could have." Like the buildings, because in Age of Empires 2, if you hit a castle a bunch with rocks and whatever, and guys are, horses or cavalry troops are hitting it with swords, it just kind of lights on fire, and then lights on more fire, and then it falls down, and it's over. But this trailer, dude, the buildings were collapsing like realistically. Like Aaron mentioned, there's elephants that are like hitting a gate, and it just like eventually it just kind of gives way and collapses. It looked to me as if where you build buildings and people move in between them, roads automatically develop. Was that weird too? Did you guys kind of notice the roads? The one other thing that really jumped out to me was they showed a part where you have your army. The player had their army selected and was hiding in the woods in the fog of war way, and they ambushed another army that marched past the woods and they ambushed them from either side and came in and just wiped them out. So I don't know if if that was like just with a campaign's, like a predetermined scene where you get your characters where they're supposed to be for a campaign, and then you just unleash them. But I mean, if that's a mechanic they baked in, so it left me wondering. It left me with a lot of questions. Like, I don't know what gameplay functionality they've added, but it reassured me that what they have done is made sure everything that makes AOE, they've left that in.
In Age of Empires 2 or 3, did they implement like kind of ambushing tactics from wood, from like the wooden areas?
Honestly, I don't remember that. And in Age of Empires 3, I mean, you could do it technically. Yes, you
but
could.
It didn't like hide you from the enemy as they were coming by. But in the trailer, at least that's what it appeared to be. Like they were
being
coming
in the woods,
like they couldn't see them.
disguised
Right.
you. Yeah, because it's not like you could see another player without them seeing you. That's just how it works. If you're within their range, they're within your range typically. But yeah, it seemed like you could hide. So I don't know what they've added, but these are the guys Relic Entertainment that are doing it. This is a studio that has been doing they've never done Age of Empires before, but they've been doing RTSs forever. They did Company of Heroes, which was that World of War II one,
Dude,
which was really cool.
My favorite. It's probably one of my favorite RTSs of all time, for sure.
Yeah.
Very, very good one.
They have a hell of a pedigree. And then they did Warhammer 40K. And so that's, everyone knows that is just kind of a stalwart in the RTS genre. So I think that they're going to do a good job. I got to hope that they're going to do a good job and they're going to do a respectful job. I mean, it's not like you can get the guys from Ensemble Studios back together because they've scattered to the wind. And I don't know if 15 years on, the original guys that did Age of Empires are the guys
probably
you
wouldn't
want
be the
doing
best
it.
choice.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so you want the guys that have been doing this consistently and that are in the industry and they know the IP and I think Microsoft they put together a special like company just to manage the Age of Empires brand, essentially, because they have different studios obviously working on the definitive editions. That's not Relic. Those guys aren't doing that. So yeah,
I really hope the music is as good as the trailer, because the trailer had really good music. And that's something that was always really awesome in Age of Empires 2, is just like the different music in the different countries that you played.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I everything that I've seen, I think they're going to knock it out of the park for sure.
Yeah, I think they're set up for success. They've taken their time. I think it's set to come out in 2021. So I think later this year we should be able to see it.
Does it say? I don't think it says on the trailer. Oh yeah, it says fall 2021.
Yeah. So I just saw a little bit of griping online, but like not really. Like everyone's really excited.
They'll always gripe a little bit.
A couple people were like, "Oh, the spear animations look so janky." I was like, "I can't believe you assholes are so focused on that." Like there's so many things going on. Oh, the building animations, like when it shows. So in the original Age of Empires, even Age of Empires 3, when you set a villager to build a building, there's a square where they're going to build it, and they go kneel down next to it, and they just swing a hammer. They just swing a hammer, and eventually the building generally has like 2 or 3 states of building, like it's half built, and then it's 3/4 built, and then it's built, and then the villager stands up and walks away. In this, it looked like when you assign a villager to build a building, it shows it like kind of going up in, like a time-lapse fashion, but it looked a lot more engaging. It just looked better. They've just put a lot of detail in.
Here's the thing about RTS is there's so much going on. What you don't want, and I feel like this is some of the gripes that I saw. People were like, "Oh, I want it to look better and the animations."
No way.
Better. But what you don't want in an RTS is crazy detailed animations all the time for all the things, because that's when you have to do massive limits for the amount of units you can have. So that's what you actually see with the Warhammer ones, the 40K ones, the latest Company of Heroes games, significantly fewer units because they were more animated, but more realistic looking. And I kind of liked about this that it was very cartoony looking in the
Yes.
graphics, because I don't know if you were paying attention. I was looking down at the user interface, and it looks like, from what I could tell, it looks like they were capping out at 200 units, which is good.
That's
right?
the standard Age of Empires. That's always been the popular in Age of Empires,
you don't.
which is
What I
perfect.
don't want to see is a cap out at like 50, 80 units, 100 units, right? Because then it feels like much smaller tactics, which is one thing I have disliked about the RTS genre recently. So actually, this got me, because I was saying on our Discord that I've kind of been wanting to play an RTS recently, and this looks like the RTS I want to play. Right? I saw it and I was like, yeah, I want to play this.
This
I want this
looks
game
like
right now.
Like worst case scenario, I think anyone that's a fan of the genre can get 20 hours out of this. The first Age of Empires in 15 years, like, come on. There's no way that you can't get, at least I think they've got 3 campaigns or something.
The campaign will be good. Like I'm not worried about the campaign. I think the multiplayer is where it really holds up, kind of the afterward stuff. What do you do once you've ran through the campaign? That's where you'll really see the test of what this game has.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it looks interesting, right? Everything I've seen in this looks interesting. It looks like there's differentiation in the different what are they, cities that you the different
civilizations.
And
it does seem like, I think a lot of people were curious and have been wondering for years, like, what is AoE 4 going to be? Are they finally going to make the leap in the modern era? Will they skip the modern era, go straight to the space age? Nope. It seems like they stayed in the Age of Empires. They're like, we're going to go with, looks like 10th century to 15th century. I don't know, somewhere around there. Peasants
carrying baskets of berries.
Yep, like, horses and shit. Like, that's the thing. Age of Empires 3, I think, went as far as they're comfortable into history, and
I'm okay with that. I am okay with that.
I'm stoked, because that's what it is. Like, I mean, if they had continued pumping them out every couple of years, yeah, I'd expect a Age of Empires in space. But when we wait 15 years, yeah, you got to play the hits. You got to play the hits before you can break out your new single that everyone's like, oh, don't play that again, buddy. Okay, so next up we've got, this is something that I don't know. I'm kind of into this. Pac-Man 99 was just announced for the Nintendo Switch. I watched the trailer. Guys, I'm sorry I didn't even bother trying to find an English trailer. This is the Japanese trailer. So it's kind of hard to understand.
It's Pac-Man.
It's Pac-Man. You know what's going on. So this is Pac-Man. Your screen is in the middle, and on the edges of your screen, everywhere around, you can see all the other Pac-Man games going on. Except for in this game, when you eat ghosts, all the ghosts go to other people's maps or whatever their player board is. And so that also means when you're playing, other players' ghosts will show up in your game.
Yeah, so it's Battle Royale Pac-Man, kind of how Tetris 99 was. And you're playing against other people, but you're playing your own game, right?
Yeah.
You're playing your own match, and you're playing against 98 other people who are also playing their own match. But what you do in your match affects what's happening in some random person's match.
Yep.
Right?
And then
and that's what makes it interesting.
I don't know. Tetris 99 was not super interesting to me. Tetris itself for me is kind of like a calming, like I want to play it and just kind of relax. When it gets really stressful at the end, I'm like, ugh, and then it's over and I'm like relieved.
So you would like Tetris Effect?
Yes, I do like
that's
Tetris
what that
Effect.
is.
Yeah, exactly.
But Tetris 99 is the opposite
it's
of that.
Just pure stress.
So stressful. And there are people who are so good at Tetris, right?
Right.
That's where I couldn't break top 10 in Tetris 99.
I don't know. This looks pretty stressful.
But that's the thing is I feel like Pac-Man is naturally stressful. I'm not playing Pac-Man for a good time. I'm playing to like, oh God, there's ghosts. I gotta get that strawberry. Oh, it's gone. Oh shit, I'll keep going. It's fine. That is this, and then that's just elevated by 1,000. I think it actually looks interesting. I'm probably going to check this out on Switch, especially if it's on the Nintendo Online.
Well, yeah,
service.
If it's free, right? Like Tetris 99 was. Absolutely, I'll download it. I'll play a few rounds of it.
Just get the shit kicked out of me.
Funny, I'll get destroyed, and then I'll put it down.
Yeah. So that'll be good. And this next one is a kudos for Peterson because he called it. Xbox has hired virtual YouTubers. I don't know why that title is virtual YouTubers. Is that a?
There's YouTubers.
Are there the YouTubers that are
in-person
still sending
YouTubers.
VHSs in?
No,
It's
they
like
come to
analog
your
YouTubers.
house and they play in front of. They
Oh my
play
God.
in front of you.
Yeah, they're play tubers. They
They show up at your door. You hire them for an hour and a half. They play right in front of you. And
they do a whole YouTube skit.
Yeah.
You give them a like. You subscribe or whatever. So Xbox has hired YouTubers Shishiro, Botan, and Himamori Luna to advertise the Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass in Japan. Now this is
Right.
definitely a PC play at the moment, a PC/Xbox.
You know
play.
where we're going, though.
Come on, you know where we're
You
going.
know where we're going.
Like the thing is about like Sony is absolutely the dominant figure in Japan in the console wars between Sony and Microsoft.
They're gonna hit Nintendo in Japan first.
But there's definitely a niche audience for Microsoft for Xbox, and they know it, and so they're trying to hit that with Game Pass, and they're trying to get adoption for just that.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, we're not. How far away is it?
They'll
Like,
get
once-
look. Microsoft has been doing the long play for a few years now.
Oh yeah.
And so they're going to go to Japan, they're going to get some Game Pass people, they'll get a little steam there, and then they'll announce it on Nintendo, then it'll blow up, and eventually Sony's just going to have to because of sheer peer pressure. It'll be slow, but it'll happen.
So here's my question: once Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft and everyone's on Game Pass, do they offer a mega bundle, or you can like bundle them all? Because I happen to have a Switch and I have a PS4
Like
and
where
a
you
PC.
pay one fee to play it on all of them?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
it'll
you
be
can play
$5.
cross-platform with your games.
It'll be like $10 for the service, right?
No
and
way.
then
It'll-
$5 to add it to each one.
All right. I mean, that's
$10.
optimistic.
You want to
I'd
add
love
it to
that.
the PC, $5 more. You want to add it to your Switch, $5 more, right? And they'll just keep. So then, essentially, from one person to play the same games, they're getting $20-$25 a month out of them, right? That's what I think. Maybe it'll be 15 or something, but I think they're going to shoot for that sweet spot of like $20 per month.
Yeah.
I think anything above that is. I think that's a little bit too much for most people, but $20 a month, I think, to play it on 3 or 4 different consoles. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be incredible.
So, speaking of a long game, this just came out that Epic Games has lost almost. They lost $181 million in 2019 and $273 million in 2020 on the Epic Game Store.
This surprised me.
Well, I don't think. I guess. I mean, we knew this is what the cost was, right? They're giving out free games at an alarming click. They've invested a shit ton of money in trying to force adoption of this service, advertising this service, building it out.
I mean, they got Rocket League, right?
Yeah, so
that's a big pickup.
There's no way that didn't cost a pretty like an 8. That was like an 8-figure deal. There's no fucking way it wasn't. So they have been spending a lot of money, and like Peterson said, with Game Pass, which Microsoft did not make money on Game Pass for those first couple of years. Like they were bleeding. I think this is it. This is what you have to pay. This is the cost of getting into the gaming store space. Like if you want to be in a digital marketplace and because here's the thing. This is the kicker on the story is the EGS has more than 160 million registered users and more than 56 million monthly active users. That's all that matters.
Yep.
That literally is the only thing that matters. 56 million monthly users. That's huge. I mean, you can even forget the 160 million. You can write it off, half of that to be like, oh, well, half those are just people getting free games. But of those, 56 million of them are using this monthly. Like Peterson said, anyone who's playing Rocket League is opening.
That's almost half of Steam's monthly active players.
Yeah.
So
That's big.
what they're doing, right? And the stories have said, what's his name? The CEO, Sweeney, is that his
Tim
name?
Sweeney?
Yeah, he is happy about this. He
Yep.
is fine with this. Because put it into perspective, in 2019 they lost 181 million. In 2020 they lost 273 million.
That's
Just
like
on
$4.
EGS.
That's a $4 a user.
Listen,
don't give a
that is
shit.
not a big deal for Epic Games at the moment, right? They still have, and you've seen all these things. Fortnite is dying. I'm here to tell you, it is not. Because I play with my kids, and there's never a hard time finding a game, and everybody on there is using skins, doing stupid emotes, and the emotes cost money, right? Everyone on there has the Game Pass or the Play Pass, whatever it is. Like everyone on there has spent money on it,
And so
is probably regularly. So they are still pulling in Fortnite cash. 273 million is not that big of a deal because what they're doing is they're getting people in the habit of opening up the Epic Games store. That's all they need. That is all they need. Because right now, in the past 5 years ago, you want to play games on your PC, bam, Steam. Forget about it. There's no other question. You're going to open up Steam, right?
yeah,
They want to get a piece of that. You open up EGS, and you've got, because they give you free games, you've got 100 games now on your Epic Games account. So you're going to open up EGS, and you'll see their store, and you might buy a game. They've got a sale going on.
You're Tim Sweeney, and you're looking at this conservatively. And someone says, hand wave that 160 million registered users. Forget that. We're just going to look at monthlies. That's the only thing that matters. He has 56 million monthly active users. If you add up what they lost in 2019 and 2020, which was basically Fortnite cash that they were burning, that cost $8.10 per user for over 2 years. Over 2
That's
years.
great.
So that's like a pretty long-term thing. $8 a user. That's one game. If that's a $60 game with Epic, with the EGS taking what, a 18% cut or something, that's one game to break even. Done. They've already broken even. Probably no wonder Team Sweeney's happy, dude.
Yeah,
$8 a user. Anyone would be so stoked. They would pay so much more than that. I guarantee you, it costs Facebook a lot more per user to build up the user base they have.
Yep. Oh yeah.
$8.
And to
go.
put
What
some
a
of these in
song.
perspective, do you know how much Fortnite alone made in 2019? 1.8 billion.
Yeah, so they used a
2020
quarter of that over 2 years.
2020, the EBITDA, so earnings before interest and stuff, taxes and all that, $1 billion, right?
Jeez.
But before EBITDA, it was $5 billion. So look, guys,
Dude,
160 million or whatever. This is absolutely worth
this
it.
is
It
a drop
nothing.
in the bucket.
And that's not their only source of revenue. That was just Fortnite, right? That's not their engines. That's just Fortnite. So yeah,
Dude, this
they're
goes
fine.
to show that, especially, like, you can just throw money at a problem. You can just do that until, because people hated this. Remember that we talked about this on the podcast for years. Is people hated EGS. It wasn't a pleasant service to use. I'm not sure it still is.
It's still not a great store.
It's still
to be
not
honest.
amazing.
It's still not.
It's kind of frustrating, but ultimately, like, 56 million. Damn.
I've spent money there.
I spent money there. It
spent
fucking
money
worked.
there,
They got
so-
me.
They got me
Fucking
too.
boomed me. Okay, so that brings us to kudos.
Kudos.
All right, kudos is our positivity segment. We like to give a shout out to something awesome, and because I can't wait, Aaron, tell me what my octopus teacher is. What is this?
It sounds like an anime. I know it's not, but it sounds like an anime.
You see octopus, you hear tentacles.
Is that what it is?
Yep, that's what it is.
Exactly. So, so my octopus teacher, I heard about this on another podcast, and it got me a little intrigued. I think octopi are just some of the most interesting sea creatures.
Dude, they're so smart. It's crazy.
So cool.
Yeah, and just the different types of species, and they're just awesome. So this one, it's kind of a documentary-ish / movie. It doesn't give you a whole lot of specific scientific information about octopi, but it's about a man in South Africa, and he's kind of trying to rediscover himself, I guess, in a sense, and he's trying to find kind of meaning and purpose in life. And he just starts swimming and comes across this kelp forest. He doesn't wear a wetsuit. He doesn't wear an oxygen tank. It's just him and his snorkel.
That's because he's Australian, right? Did you say he's Australian?
South Africa?
Oh, I think you said Australian. Sorry, South African.
Same ish. About the same.
Ish.
Same ish.
Slider bar.
Wow.
Slider bar. Yeah.
So yeah, he finds this kelp forest and he's just kind of swimming around. And it's pretty deep too. And he's just discovering all these different sea creatures, and he comes across this octopus, and he kind of watches it for a while, and they end up actually having this interesting bond. And so the movie is about him and this specific octopus and their bond. Really interesting. It's really heartwarming. It's a must watch. It's on Netflix.
It's a movie?
Yeah.
It's like a movie documentary.
Yeah, it's only 85 minutes.
Does the octopus live till the end?
I can't tell you, man.
He eats it.
Oh.
He has a little octopus sushi.
It's really, really good. Just go out and watch it.
Okay. My octopus teacher, for another ink-related thing, Peterson.
Ooh,
theme
that
is-
transition was just spot on.
Choice.
Okay, so I've been watching, this is so dumb, but Facebook is just chock full of just, it's pretty much just ads, group posts, and video recommendations at this point. I don't
Such a
think
mess, right?
I don't
Dude,
think
I haven't seen a post on Facebook from another person for like
It's
months.
just a billboard. It's just you
Yeah.
go to Facebook
It's
and
groups.
look at all the billboards.
I have groups, but that's it.
Yeah, no, it's just like, that's what I'm saying. It's groups and ads and then video recommendations. I don't know how the algorithm got me here, but it showed me an Ink Master for the TV show Ink Master. It showed me a video and I watched it. It was like 20 minutes long. And then I watched another one and I've watched like 5 of these and they're like 20 minutes long each. And so I was like, I should probably just watch the show Ink Master. So I started it yesterday. I started season 1 and I finished it season 1 today.
Oh my god,
Dude, it is good. I am totally with you, Peterson.
Thank you.
It's really, really good.
If you're not sure what this is, it's an octopus competition. No, it is. No, Ink Master is a tattoo competition.
It's kind of like dog fighting.
Yeah. The octopus fights. It's the opposite of my octopus teacher. No, it is. It's a tattoo competition. It's standard competition, right? They've got 10 people. They come in, they give them a challenge, and then they like, here's your final elimination challenge, right? But they're tattooing. And look, I'm not even like into tattoos. If you told me I had to get a tattoo, I don't even know what I would get and where. I'm that guy, right? But for some reason, this is just so fascinating to me. And I think it's just the aspect of, I mean, these aren't just like people working at a tattoo parlor, right? These are true artists, and they use skin as their canvas, and they are doing artwork on people. And that's what I think is fascinating. Watching them like take a concept, putting their spin on it, and making this incredible piece of art that's permanent on a person, right? I don't know. I can't stop watching. I will watch 3 episodes in a row, and I'm like, I need to stop. I need to make dinner, right? Because it's like 7:00 now, and the kids are hungry, and I don't know what it is about this show, but I am fully sucked in. I love it.
Yeah, like the really cool thing that they give them different styles. They're like, this is an American style tattoo contest or challenge, and then there'll be Japanese style and different styles, and then they'll critique them on specific line work or shading, colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's in the 2nd season, or this has gone on to 13 seasons. Like, and I've seen it since the first season. I've only seen like 4 seasons. I haven't seen all 13. But one of the contestants tries to fight Dave Navarro. Dave Navarro is
he's like the main host.
He's the main guy.
Amazing.
And he's been on through all 13 seasons. No, sorry. He tries to fight Chris Nunez. Chris Nunez
Oh.
is the judge, and he tries to fight him like full on fist fight. They actually had to get they went off camera. You can find this on YouTube.
Can't wait to see this.
It was like, I guess somebody sued him afterwards. It was crazy.
I'm sure.
But yeah, dude, it's good.
It is a good show. To be honest, it is good. It's very good. It is very interesting. I don't know, just just watching people do their art and go through the process is I'm fully.
The stakes are so high.
So high. When they make a mistake, I feel so bad. Like there are crappy tattoos. Like I've seen a couple already, and I'm like, ooh, that's not good.
Well, in some of these, they'll do like 8 hour sessions all at once, and so it's pretty nuts, man.
And they're always big, aren't they? Always like huge. It feels like they're always
Yeah.
giant tattoos. So they mess it up, and you're like, oh, that's so big.
Yep.
Dude, it's good though. It's so good. I love it.
Where are you watching it?
I'm watching it on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Ink
and
Masters
into all of
on
these shows.
Netflix.
Yes.
But
And
they only have 2 seasons, though.
on
one of my-
Netflix.
Yeah.
My favorite things this whole time I've just been picturing Peterson with a sleeve.
Oh,
Or pictures
dude.
Peterson with like a SoundCloud rapper face tat.
Yeah.
Just
To
like
be honest, if I had to get a tattoo, it would probably be some sort of Brandon Sanderson type of tattoo. Brandon Sanderson's
this is
face
the worst thing you ever
on
said
my
on this
chest.
podcast. You did not have to say
Just
that.
right over your heart.
Just
Are you
his
kidding me? You
portrait.
just admit that? Like
No, no,
straight
no.
up, no
Dude.
fucking hesitation. You're just like, oh yeah, if I had to get a tattoo, it would be a Brandon Sanderson tattoo.
No, like
Yeah,
from
but he
the
did not
books.
say- That's fair.
No,
What?
I will. Dude, there's so many of them, and they're really cool.
Dude,
JD.
like a cool Mistborn tattoo.
Yeah, no, Peterson, I wasn't picturing you were going to get like his face tattooed on your
That's what he
back,
said he was going to do,
Steve-O
is to get his
style.
face on his chest.
Yeah, his face on my chest. Obviously. Well, what's so bad about this? I don't understand.
Brandon Sanderson tattoo.
Rounded glasses and everything.
It's the worst thing you've ever said. Okay. Oh my god. All right, so let's listen to this voicemail. We got a voicemail. You guys,
We got
I don't know
a
if you knew
listener
this.
kudos.
I don't know if you guys do this, but we do have a voicemail. You go to 3bitgamershow.com. If you didn't know, we have a website too. I forget about it sometimes too. If you go to 3bitgamershow.com, we have a voicemail. Oh, I guess that's a pretty cool tattoo. I mean, it's still so fucking dorky though. Anyway,
JD, what's your tattoo?
it's from Surf's Up, okay? Maybe I shouldn't be throwing stones in this glass house of mine. Surf's Up's it's the best Shia
It's a
LaBeouf
surfing
movie, you
penguin,
guys.
okay?
The best Shia LaBeouf. I can't argue there. Like if
Yeah.
Shia
What are
LaBeouf
you gonna
was your
say-
theme
what are you
for
gonna say about-
tattoos.
Yeah, I don't know. I might get a Transformers one.
You should just have like a chronological Shia LaBeouf like movie.
Shia LaBeouf
fest.
timeline down your ribcage.
It'll go all the way to my feet. I don't care. However long he's around, I will be adding these to my
Okay.
tattoo list. Okay, no, let's listen to this voicemail from Sneaky Stu.
Whoa there, 3-Bit Gamer Show. Jeb from the Steam Guard here. Now you boys know that Steam Guard keeps your account safe from hackers and coyotes. What you probably don't reckon is that Steam Guard also tries to keep you safe, even if it's from yourself. Yep, you guessed it, this is an intervention. Steam bean counters reckon that you've logged over 500 hours in Valheim, most of which have been done somehow from 1 to 4 o'clock at night. I don't know a lot about video games, but I do know that like staring at the sun for too long, sleep deprivation is going to give you what's called the mashed potato brain. Now, Peterson, we all know nobody really understands what HR does all day, but you can bet if you're walking around at work like some kind of zombie, they are going to be taking a closer look. Everyone who listens to this Goldern podcast knows about the Papusa incident. What they don't know is, as of last week, you're not allowed back in that restaurant. What is it, the Papusa Palace? There they are, good folk inside the restaurant trying to use their eating irons while you've climbed up on top of the tables asking where they keep their mead and trying to activate your Viking powers. Maybe if you were more awake, you could actually steer that go-around boat in Valheim. That's a lie. Ain't nobody able to steer that darn Viking boat, not even JD, speaking of varmints. Speaking of JD, don't you already live on a trash panda diet of White Castle burgers and chicken sandwiches? After you consumed your 15th Scotch a rookie, you've become more cookie than man. I think you now must be a JD a rookie. Don't you want to see that Harry Potter game come out someday? Whoops. Now I jinxed it again, and it's delayed again until Harry Potter is no longer relevant. More like a specto not gonna happen. Trent, your gaming habits are less healthy than all the rest, but I have on good authority you're some kind of cookie genius. So I'll give you a pass. Please send some of those Scotch rookies my way next stagecoach. Now, I gave you boys a good talking to, but I enjoy this avant-garde podcast. It truly is the golden nugget on my podcast list, and you boys are doing a mighty fine job. Well, it's time for old Jeb to ride off into the sun, literally. Yeah, 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 yeah. It burns. Oh my gosh, it burns. Help me, I'm on fire. Oh my gosh, oh no.
I am so sorry.
Dude, that's so
To
good.
all of our listeners, that is the new high watermark for voicemails.
Dude,
Oh
that
my
was
gosh,
amazing.
dude.
Production quality.
I know there's music, there's background music.
There's
He's
sound
Better than
effects.
JD.
The
Or
voicemail
better than Peterson.
should
Absolutely.
be better than the podcast, the voicemail we're playing the voicemail on.
dude, he stayed in character the whole time. He didn't even break. I would have broken 14 times during
You would
that voicemail.
never-
3 minutes.
If I wrote the word Zermby on a script,
Zermby.
Peterson, there's no way
wouldn't
on
have
God's
made it.
green earth you'd ever be able to get that out. We'd have to give the line to someone else. There's no way you could say Goldern Zermby.
That is absolutely fair.
Sneaky Stu, absolutely
Just nailed it.
the highest praise and kudos. That was so stellar. And
Yep.
yes, I do live on a trash panda diet. And yes, I just restocked my White Castle. So and Trent Bomber,
So-
I'm Scotch a rookie. Wow, it was
On
too
point.
good. All right, why don't we? Oh, Peterson, it's time for some. Don't you play no reindeer games with me?
Don't play no reindeer games with me.
All right, so I have a reindeer game for you guys. It is, we've played one in the past called Two Deets and a Deceit. This is along those lines. It's not really deets. But what I've done is I've gone through the just horrific cesspool that is the Steam indie games. I've gone through that cesspool and I have picked out several games in a theme. So what I'll do is I'll give you two games that are real games, and I'll even tell you what they're about. I'll give you the name of the game, I'll tell you what it's about, and then I've made one up myself. Your job is to pick out which game I have made up and which ones are real.
I want everyone to know that I did spend at least a half hour trying to come up with a name that reflected this, like two games and a blank. Guys, I tried. I really tried. Two Deets and a Deceit took me this, a while, and I thought I could get there on this one. I could not get there.
I couldn't either. So if anyone can think of a good
Damn
name
it.
for this, because I've got a whole list of games I haven't used, like I don't know, like 35 games that I haven't used. So what I do, so here's what we're doing. So I'll do those, and they're in categories. And the theme for today's game is jobs, because that's how specific I can make it, because there's a lot of really bad games on Steam. I'll give you this caveat. I did not use any of the like blatantly sexual hentai games because
Low hanging fruit.
Absolutely low hanging fruit.
Quite frankly, this slider on this podcast for sexually explicit content is set to most.
We
not
turned
all.
it up a notch.
It's at most. It is, but it's not set to all, folks.
So I didn't use those. And I will say, guys, I don't want to hear any typing. Okay, you're not allowed to look it up.
I'm glad we all have super loud keyboards, so you would definitely know.
I'll hear it, guys. I will hear it in post. Okay, so here we go. You guys ready? Okay, the first category is clicker games, and these are bad jobs for clicker games. Which, by the way, there are so many. Okay, so game number 1 is a game called Viking Butcher. You, as the village butcher, you need to collect meat during the day because at night, that's when monsters attack. You sell your precious meat to upgrade your town and your warriors to fight off the attacks. Okay, Viking Butcher. Oh, these are bad jobs, by the way. The theme is bad jobs on this. The second job is bubonic body cart. It's a deadly job, but somebody has to do it. As the plague ravages Europe, you, the lowly body cart pusher, must collect bodies as they show up. The longer the plague continues, the more the bodies pile up. Third game, medieval real estate. As the peasant populace grows, you click on their houses and collect money, and you pick the best time to sell. As with any good real estate clicker, you also have to manage your health and stamina. So, which of these is real and which is fake? We've got Viking Butcher.
So there's 2 real.
2 real. Which one's the fake one? Bubonic body cart and medieval real estate.
I think Viking's the fake one.
Same. That's my
I'm going to go for the bubonic body cart. It kind of sounds like Graveyard Keeper, but just collecting bodies.
Okay, so Viking Butcher for JD and Trent, and bubonic body cart for
Bubonic
Aaron.
Body Cart's the game I want to play because I keep picturing Monty Python in my head.
Bring out your dead.
And you just click it.
I'm not dead yet.
You just click the bodies and they just put in your cart.
Yeah.
And you sell them. I don't know what you do, how you get money.
That's
but
what they
sell
did
them.
during the Black Plague is they collected dead bodies that were plague-ridden and sold them. The market was shockingly big.
All right, so the fake game is bubonic body cart.
No way!
Goodness.
That's the fake one. Viking Butcher and medieval real estate are real Steam games, you guys.
They need some naming help.
Also, you should
Bubonic
trademark
Body Cart
Bubonic Body
sounds
Cart.
Yeah,
great.
you better
What?
you register that domain name. And
I'm going to type that in right now. How is that not a thing?
Right?
Bubonic
Okay.
Body Cart would be a good band name for like a Scandinavian death metal band.
It's got to
Oh,
exist
yeah,
somewhere,
there
right?
you
Okay. Okay, so this next category, remember, these are all bad jobs, but this next category is called the Ocho. These are
Okay.
sports games
Okay.
that would be played on ESPN, the Ocho.
Okay.
So the first game is called Stick Jockey. In this wacky horse racing game, you play as a stick figure horse jockey who occasionally removes one of your legs to hit the other riders with.
I'm down. I like this.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is called Intergalactic Fishing. When the fish in your local lake start mysteriously dying, you, the local angler, must travel the universe visiting lakes, speaking with other fishermen, gathering data, designing lures, and of course, catching fish to solve the mystery.
The mystery.
Yeah, your local lake start dying, and then you travel the galaxy.
I was like, that's quite the leap.
Yeah.
Guys, it's pollutants. Some asshole's putting pollutants in your waterways. You don't
Yeah,
need
why
to
are
go
there
through the
fish in
galaxy to
space?
determine
Just
that.
look up the river.
Look up there. There's
Are
a
there
plant.
space rivers?
I don't know. Okay, and the last one is called Drunken Wrestlers 2.
It's a sequel. That one's for sure.
Customize your
Oh my
fighter
god.
and customize your fighter and battle with up to 8 people in this physics-based combat game with wobbly fighters and realistic blood physics.
Okay,
So stick jockey,
I know it when I want to be
intergalactic
real.
fishing, and drunken wrestlers.
I think intergalactic fishing is fake.
I think stick jockey is fake.
I'm going with intergalactic fishers because I think that's what Peterson wants because he loves fishing.
Guys,
and
I've really thought about this. Okay, the fishing mystery. I'm telling you. Okay,
Fishery.
which game of these three would you play? Would you want to play the most?
What was the third one again?
Drunken Wrestlers 2?
That one.
That one.
Okay, the real game, the fake game is Stick Jockey.
Yes.
So that's what. Who said that one?
Me.
0 for 2.
So yes, intergalactic fishing, guys. I can't make that up.
I was just gonna say that was so long, and he used the word angler, and I was like,
Well,
he used the
say
word angler.
I did. So
He used
these,
a
was the
$5
giveaway.
word.
these are my. I will say I typed up all of these
a $5 word.
descriptions. These aren't like from the game itself because that would be way too obvious. I typed up the descriptions based on what the game is. But guys, Drunken Wrestlers 2, please. It looks so stupid, and I kind of want to play it.
Yeah, this is actually a good segment for just like people looking to add things
I'm
to
looking
their.
to add a stupid game.
You want to add the dumbest ass game ever? Peterson has found it.
Okay, here we go. The
Just
next
wanna know
one
what the mystery
is Bad Bosses. The next theme is it's strategy games, and the theme is Bad Bosses. So the first game is Tokyo Slumlord 2 Rise to the Top. So in
Okay.
this game, you manage the burgeoning Tokyo house market and build your housing empire through any means necessary, even if it means you must partner with the local gangs to do so. The next one is Taxer Inc. The biggest corporations are not companies, but countries. Tax your citizens and grow your empire to eventually become a multinational union.
It's all just about taxes, taxation.
Yes. Yeah, you just
These are
tax. You
pragmatic.
collect taxes. You manage your tax policies.
Yeah, I mean that's realistically what you're doing in all these Empire Sims.
That's
You're just-
true.
You're fighting with other countries, and you're like, I want your taxes.
Okay, so then the last one is called Evil Bank Manager. Join the battle of the banks in this simulation game to become the most powerful bank in the world and eventually the Federal Reserve.
That's
So
the fake one.
Tokyo
The last one's the
Slumlord
fake
2,
one.
Rise to the Top, Taxer Inc., and Evil Bank Manager. Which one's the fake?
Yeah, I'm going with Evil Bank Manager as well.
Same. That's 3 for Evil Bank Manager.
Which game would you want to play the most out of these three?
The first one.
The
Yeah,
tax one.
yeah.
I want to play tax.
Tax
I
or
don't want to
First
play
one.
Taxer Inc.
You want to play
the first
Tokyo
one.
Slumlord
Heck
2?
yeah.
I totally want to be a Tokyo Slumlord.
Okay. The fake one is Tokyo Slumlord 2,
Dude,
Rise to the
good
Top.
description.
I
Yeah,
really
it was
thought
a good
that
description.
that was my guess, but I was like, the bank manager one is so stupid. There's
Dude,
no way that
Evil
could
Bank
fucking
Manager
exist.
and Taxer Inc. are real games, and they don't have horrible reviews. I was like, these sound so stupid. Why would anyone play
Well,
them?
Tokyo Slumlord 2 actually sounds sick as hell. I was like, if that exists, it probably has good reviews.
So
Rise
we
to
need
the
to
top.
start the Tokyo Slumlord franchise.
Franchise,
is that what
but
we're
we
saying?
started with the second one to throw people off the trail of it being such a
If
stinker
they
of a
like
game.
it, they're like, where was number one? I can't find it
It
anywhere.
was the rarest game ever, and then we released the rare edition of the first one.
Okay, let's see. The next category, simulation games. And the theme for this category is toilets. Which surprisingly there
This
are
is a
enough
good
toilet
category.
games. Okay, the first one is Toilet Tycoon. In this sim game, you prove your skills as the leader in sanitation installations across the city. You got to keep your eye on your opponents along the way, or you'll be flushed. Okay. The next one is Toilet Management Simulator. Improve your toilet and get more customers to earn cash to have the best toilets in the city. And the last one is Outhouse Empire. Compete with a company called Porta Pooper to become the premier outhouse provider in your town, your state, and eventually the whole country. So Toilet Tycoon, Toilet Management Simulator, and Outhouse Empire.
I don't know how we're quantifying best toilets in the city, but
Cleanliness? Are you serious? There's a whole bunch of reasons.
I'm gonna go.
Is
with
the floor
been-
fucking wet when I walk in?
Didn't say bathrooms. He said toilets.
No,
days on
listen, you guys. If you
Ooh.
have been to the Singapore airport, you will know. You walk in and you feel more welcome on that toilet than you do at your home toilet. It like talks
It's
to
100%
you,
true.
and it's got like nice, pleasant sounds and warms up and all these options. It is wonderful.
Fuck. I gotta get my ass to Singapore.
Dude,
Same with
any
Korea.
Asian country.
Yeah,
Japan
yeah.
had the craziest ones too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Korea.
which one's fake? Toilet Tycoon, Toilet Management
Outhouse
Simulator, or Outhouse Empire?
Yeah.
Outhouse
Yeah,
is my
Outhouse.
fake one.
And I also want that one to be the one I want to play.
The fake one. Oh yeah, which one would you want to play?
I want to play the first one.
Toilet Tycoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're in luck because you can play Toilet Tycoon.
Well, I
'cause
will,
it's a
I
real game.
guess.
The description is look at the description for Toilet Management Simulator because that one's real. The fake one is Outhouse Empire.
You got too big for your britches, Peterson. It was too good.
Toilet
was too
Management
believable.
Simulator, I legitimately don't understand what it is. I read the description, I read the reviews, and I was like, I still don't understand
Well, then
what this
play
game
it.
is. Dude,
Or being a
it's-
wuss.
So,
It's
so
rough.
I'm looking at the Toilet Tycoon Deluxe, and this guy is puking into a toilet.
That's
Dude,
the
I don't know.
deluxe edition. You can vomit into the toilet.
Toilets
as well
are
as
used
pee
for
and
all
poop.
sorts of things, you guys.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. The next we've got a couple more.
Mostly
The next one is
positive reviews.
adventure games. Let's see. So the games are Adventure Capitalist. In Adventure Capitalist, it's the world's greatest capitalist simulator. You start with a humble lemonade stand and you squeeze your way to local domination. And then there is Trader Life Simulator. You run a shop, whatever type of shop you want. You choose your product, you build the shop, you hire workers and manage your inventory to match the current economy and make sure to eat so you don't die. And then the last one is K-pop rockers. Build your K-pop crew, create albums, build dance routines, and book shows to rise to the top.
So I know one of them's real because I've spent a lot of time on it.
The trader
So-
one, right?
The Adventure Capitalist.
Oh, okay,
You've played
yeah.
Adventure Capitalist?
I just want to say that for like a really brief moment, just a couple seconds in my head, Trent had plugged dozens of hours into the K-pop manager.
Dude.
Quietly, never fucking said a word of it to anyone.
He's got his
Trent's like,
own
"Oh,
little K-pop group.
hooked
He's
on
named
that
them.
K-pop game.
So good.
Ah,
Okay, so
man.
which one is the real and which one's the fake?
The K-pop one's fake.
I
think the
actually think
K-pop's
the
real.
trader one is real. I'm pretty sure that one's real. Or there's another game with a very similar title.
I
So
think
I
the
think the
trader one
K-pop.
is fake.
Okay,
K-pop's fake.
Aaron, what did you say?
I think the K-pop's fake.
You're right. The K-pop rockers is the fake game.
No!
Sorry, man.
I just thought it was
I
so
wish.
accurate. I thought Peterson did such a good job of explaining what a K-pop sim would be.
Don't you want to play that kind of?
Yes, you nailed it.
Dude, I want to play as a K. I want to like make my own K-pop group and like create dance routines. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, choose their outfits and their names and stuff. Oh god, yes.
Yeah. Okay. MMOs, guys. This one was varying.
You set
quite a
which
bit.
age you're gonna fire all of your artists. You automatically like fire all your K-pop
Oh,
singers. At, like,
absolutely,
you're like, do you want to set it to 19 or 21?
dude.
Sorry.
And if they become too popular, then they'll leave the band and go to do the solo act. Like,
yes, you kind of have to
gotta-
nag them a little bit if you want to keep them in your
Nag.
group.
dude, get them in a scandal for sure.
Yeah, get them addicted to drugs or something. Yeah, you get them in a scandal, then you've hooked them, and then you're really doing K-pop management right.
Then you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so MMOs. Actually, I'm going to skip this one for now. I think we'll only do two more. Okay,
How many
so
did you
Because
have?
I probably
This is
played
awesome.
all of them. So
Yes, definitely.
okay, action games. Okay, so what is the fake game? First one is Rhythm Doctor. It's a rhythm game where you heal your patients by defibrillating in time to their heartbeats.
what you're supposed to do anyway, right?
Extremely scientifically accurate.
Stay alive.
Zap! Zap!
That's the only song in the game, though.
You can't tell by the way you start.
There's just remixes.
Okay, and then there is border officer. In a town where no one has a job, you end up getting one as an immigration officer. You manage your own economy by earning money and possibly joining a secret organization. Only you decide who gets in and out.
Excuse me. What? Okay, what's the next one?
The last one is plastic investigator. You are a world-renowned plastic surgeon who is called in by the FBI to work horrific crime scenes. Only you can recreate the faces and the bodies.
I'm sorry, are immigration officers supposed to be entrepreneurial? Is that a thing?
Only I can decide.
What? You're like setting up like an iced lemonade shop? Like, what the fuck? Which is crazy because I know that one has to be real. There's no way.
Dude, the first one's the fake one.
The first one's fake. That's what I think.
Rhythm doctor, border
Yeah.
officer, plastic
Rhythm
investigator.
Yeah, Rhythm Doctor.
Okay, rhythm doctor for JD. What's yours, Trent?
Rhythm Doctor.
And
Aaron? The fake one is plastic investigator. Rhythm
Border
doctor's real.
Patrol's
Guys, you have to read the border officer game. It is kind of horrifying, to be honest. I was like, what is this? You are essentially like the be-all, end-all for this town or country? I don't know. But it is straight up like a you are some like Russian.
Oh, so you're like taking bribes. So yeah, you can be entrepreneurial if you're an immigration officer in like Eastern Europe.
I like the way that you explained it better.
Well, that was just pulled from the description. Okay. And then the final one, because we have a tie. Wait. Yeah, so we've got a tie. Actually,
Is anyone winning? I
Aaron's
feel
in
like
the
you've just
lead
been
with 3.
destroying us.
Aaron has 3. JD and Trent have 2.
When
Okay.
you have like 5. Wait,
Yeah,
you have
I'm not
anywhere
keeping
where
score.
we all
This is
got it
just for
wrong?
you guys. Yeah, that last one, you all got it wrong. No one guessed plastic investigator. Damn. Okay, and the last one. This is the bonus category because it's not with jobs. I just had to do this.
Bonus round.
Okay, the theme for the bonus round is ridiculous names.
Sexy.
Okay, so the first game is called. I can't say it.
Slider bar.
Okay, the first game is called A Dump in the Dark. In this game, you play as Butt Cheeks in a first-person horror puzzle game where you're haunted by the terrifying
Plays
dumps
both.
of your past.
Oh.
The
No.
the only way to defeat them is to shoot them with your 5 different types of poo.
No.
He does have a lot of kids, and I feel like you're just like, kids come up with a silly name and description.
And you play as Butt Cheeks?
Yes, first-person Butt Cheeks.
I want that to be real.
Okay, the next game is called Belchboy Burpstein. On your 13th birthday, it's crashed by an evil villain who inadvertently gives you superpowers, becoming Belchboy Burpstein. It's a platformer game where you use and evolve your supercharged burps to defeat your foes. And the last game,
Will you call me Belchboy Burp Boy? What is
Belchboy
it?
Burpstein.
Belchboy Burpstein? Put that on my fucking headstone. That is hilarious. Belchboy Burpstein.
That's what I'm going to call you now when you burp mid-sode.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Belchboy Burpstein, take it
Belchboy
easy.
Burpstein.
And
That
the
is
last
great.
one is called Beeftacular. In this game, this is a fast-paced platformer where you play as a chunk of beef, and you clear the levels as fast as you can by clearing chunks of rotten meat and leaving a bloody mess in your wake.
Okay, so
The-
A Dump in the Dark,
The last
Belchboy
one's fake.
Burpstein, and Beeftacular.
Belchboy Burpstein is my vote for my favorite. I don't even know what else we're talking about.
I'm going to
That's
go
the
for
one that
Belchboy
wins.
Burpstein as the fake.
As
I'm going the fake is
okay.
the last one.
Yeah, the fake is the last one because there's no way that someone would rip off Super Meat Boy in an indie game so brazenly. There's no way.
Okay, so the fake one is Belchboy Burpstein.
Oh my gosh.
No
Yes.
fucking way. Will you read the description you wrote again?
Okay. Your 13th birthday party is crashed by an evil villain who inadvertently gives you superpowers, becoming Belchboy Burpstein. a platforming game where you use and evolve your supercharged burps to defeat your foes.
The hell? You are in the wrong
I
job,
have
Peterson.
to read you the names of the 5 types of dumps from A Dump in the
From
Dark.
A Dump in the Dark.
I just
dude,
realized
I
that
can't.
game is real now.
Wriggling
That pisses me
hangers.
off.
Wriggling hangers.
Liquid diarrhea, cannon shot, rapid fire, and sniper shot.
Dude, it's so much more horrifying than you think, too.
Dude, it's like first person butt cheeks.
Oh,
I couldn't.
You're just looking between the two.
What's
butt
it
cheeks.
called?
This is awful.
What's it
A
called
Dump in the
again?
Dark.
Dump in the Dark.
It can be had for a good 59 cents right now.
I
Make sure
saw
you turn
that
down your
and I
volume.
couldn't not pick that. Are you kidding me?
That's
It is the
amazing.
stupidest name for a game I've ever heard.
you got a tattoo on your ass. Look at that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
I wonder if there's like character customization.
Yeah.
there was one other game that I wanted to use in the
You hold
ridiculous
you
name
hold
category.
guns in your ass cheek.
Dude, what do you think you shoot your wriggling hangers with?
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
I hate this so much.
A review.
It's called A Dump
Not
in the
as
Dark,
epic as you would
guys.
expect. Sadly, looks good, but is heart.
Oh man, and Beeftacular is a mess, guys. It is a mess. Okay, so after tallying all of the votes, Aaron is the winner with 4 points. Aaron just has my number, man. We did 1, 2, 3,
I just know.
4, 5, 6,
It was so
7,
crazy,
and he got
'cause
4 of them.
Every time Aaron was like so confident, I was like, "There's no way! There's no way!"
So the fake games were Bubonic Body Cart, Stick Jockey, Belchboy Burpstein, Tokyo Slumlord 2, Rise to the Top, Outhouse Empire, K-Pop Rockers, and Plastic Investigator.
I just think I wanted Belchboy Burpstein to be a game so
Me
bad.
too. JD, that was the first one I thought of, and I was like, I want this game. No, sorry, Bubonic Body Cart was the first one I thought
Bubonic
of.
Body
Then
Cart sounds good too.
Belchboy Burpstein, and I was
Just
like, I
seems-
want that game.
This just like some of our dear game devs, this has just left me feeling morose.
You just want them. But you can play Toilet Tycoon or Toilet Management Simulator. That's
Now
the
you play
good
that
news.
poopy game. Now you play the
Don't
poopy
play a
butt
Dump in
cheeks
the
game.
Dark.
Dump in the dark.
People gave it good scores to it.
Did you see it's like a
decent
horror
scores.
game? That's like the vibe. It's like kind of like a Resident Evil type of look. Like
Yeah, dude, I don't understand it.
you gotta do
I
it. You
couldn't
gotta
stop
do it.
laughing when I was reading about this. It makes no sense.
Okay.
All right, so that is Reindeer Game. Aaron is our official winner for the 2
Yay.
games and a lame. I don't know.
2 games and a lame.
I don't-
Well, that's a misnomer because Belchboy Burpstein is not a lame. It just isn't.
How dare you call
How dare you
Belchboy a
profane.
lame?
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're like an hour 20. You want to just wrap, or do you want to do this one? I don't care.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, because I just have a pick. Okay, so let's do some JD Asks. JD Asks.
JD asks.
JD asks.
JD asks?
JD's ass. I don't know, guys. We're going with JD ass. JD's ass. All right, JD asks is where I ask a question, and this week's question, just like we saw, now we've had Tetris 99, we've had Pac-Man 99. So what is the other game? What is the next game that you want to see 99'd? I'll go first just to kick it off because I'll just start with my best one because I think it's so damn funny. It was killing me when I came up with it. So I don't know if you guys, has anyone here played Kerbal Space Program?
Yes.
I haven't played it, but I've seen it. I know what it is.
So the idea here on Kerbal Space Program is you are operating a space program on an alien planet populated by Kerbals, who are these little aliens, and you're just experimenting and trying to figure out how to get a rocket off the ground, how to get it into orbit, how to get it to the moon, how to get it to orbit the moon, how to land on the moon. There's all sorts of different steps and stages and rockets, and you end up crashing quite a few, but the nature of the game dictates that the entire planet is, part of the game. So if you launch a rocket and then try to land it on another part of the planet, you absolutely can. So all I'm proposing is a Kerbal Space Program where there's 100 people on that planet. So you've got rockets taking off at random intervals. You have rockets running into other rockets. You have people failing their rockets and they hit other people's rockets. It's just a nonstop cluster of everyone, 100 different nations on the same planet trying to start a space program at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine how fucking frantic, Aaron, because you've played this, can you imagine playing and you get your stages ready and you get it all ready to launch, and all of a sudden some rocket comes out of nowhere and just hits your landing pad?
Well, people get crazy with it, like huge ass rockets that take up like majority of the sky because they have to have like so many different boosters just to get to the
different
furthest
stages.
planets. Yeah. Oh man, that would be insane. That'd be insane.
Yeah, I want Kerbal 99, KSP 99, please.
KSP. Oh my gosh.
Cool. So
go ahead.
Okay, so I actually had two. I'll be quick with them. So the first one is actually I've been on a kind of a retro game kick recently. So Commando is actually one of the games that I've been playing, and it's a vertical scroller. So it's by Nintendo, so it's easy to do. And so it's basically just a run and gun. You're just running and shooting things as they pop into the map.
What is this on? What is it originally on?
Regular Nintendo.
Oh, on the NES?
Yeah. So the more guys you shoot, the more stuff you collect, it would bump out to the other players. And so your screen would just get more filled up and you'd have to shoot off the enemies and stuff like that. So I think that would be really cool because I was thinking of a vertical scroller because I think those would be a little easier to do a 99 implementation of. So Commando type style. The other one is I was thinking about Zombie Ate My Neighbors.
Oh,
and
hell yeah!
I think that would be really cool just to have like just zombies spawning on the board randomly,
right?
And it's kind of like a map. You just go through the different maps, different levels. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
So actually, I was thinking of something kind of similar, but with Minecraft. But what I was thinking was, with Zombie Ate My Neighbors or something like. As you know, because it's a 99 type of game, so it'd be like the first 50 people to complete it would move on to the next level or something, and then but every time someone like finishes a board or something, it adds a zombie to it. Like it'll add like a few more zombies or something to someone else's board just randomly. So like with Minecraft, I was thinking you have like challenges, right? The first one, so you all start. There's 99 people, and you're all in your own game. Right, you're on your own instance, so you're just kind of all linked up into an instance, but like in your own game, so you're not interacting with each other. But what it would be is so it'll give you a challenge. First challenge, first one to build build this thing, or make iron pickaxe or something like that. And then like every time someone complete, and it'd be like, first 50 people, first 60 people. The bottom 40 are out, right? Then the next 30, they give you a new challenge. And like the first 30 people to complete that, move on to the next one. But every time someone completes a challenge, like a creeper will show up in someone's board randomly and, like come in and blow them up, something like that. So just, hectic Minecraft. But Minecraft is the skill levels would vary.
Mm-hmm.
Like ridiculously, right? Some people are so good at it. If I went in, I'd be like, what am I doing again? Punching trees, and then I lose. So I thought of a game that I think would be more that actually I could see this one actually happening because it's same along the lines of Tetris and Pac-Man is that Brick Breaker game. You know which one I'm talking about?
With the ball?
Where you got the ball and the little paddle at the bottom, and then it'll like...
So are you sending bricks to other people's games?
So here's what it would do. You're completing the levels, right? And just like in Brick Breaker, it'll get a little bit faster as it goes. But there's a brick in it. You know how like the little pills will drop the little powers or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
There's a power that will switch your board with someone else. Someone who's further along than you. Or like doing better than you. So you get that and it'll switch. And it does the like freeze thing for a second where it's the ball sitting on your paddle. And then after like 5 seconds, it'll launch it. And so you just keep going, right? And the more people that are starting to go out, it'll slowly start bouncing a little faster. And so, yeah, Brick Breaker 99. I could absolutely see that happening.
Okay. Aaron and Trent, do you guys have another one? If not,
no.
I have. This is so crazy. This is a wild one. And no, I don't know how it would necessarily work. But Streets of Rogue.
Okay.
All I'm asking is for the map to be, I don't know, 40 times larger.
Matt Dabrowski, make it happen.
Can you just imagine, like, you jump into Streets of Rogue and it is a fucking free-for-all. Like, the city is, like I said, you'd probably do it, what, like 20 times as large.
Are you fighting the other people?
Yeah, if you want, you could jump in with a crew, and you could all, like in the game, you can kill your own. There's no like friendly fire, so like you can hit your own characters, like your friend or whatever, if you're not paying attention. So yeah, it's just like a huge, and there's just like, it would feel like a living city because you would all have your own quests and things that you're trying to complete before you get out, and your quests would overlap. And so if you see another player, yeah, you want to fuck them up, like you can, or you're another player and you're playing like as a vampire, you want to just go suck someone's blood randomly, like, or if you see a vampire and you don't know if they're going to come for you, can you imagine how crazy that would be?
Yeah, that would be, it would devolve into chaos almost immediately.
Yeah. Someone gets a power up,
a policeman, and then they'd start going crazy. You'd accidentally get hit, or you'd accidentally shoot a cop or a mobster, and it would turn into, when you'd walk into those crazy gunfights where there was just
you had no idea what was
like
going
15 people shooting, and you take a shot, you hit the wrong guy, and everyone turns on you. And
dude, you don't even need to make it over all the maps. Like, you just use the main basic city map, and you just keep doing it, and everyone that gets to the end gets to play on the next round.
Gets to go to the next
going
round
until like it's over. And after you did the first round with 100 people, the next one with like 30 would be more manageable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here for Streets of Rogue 99.
It's more like a time. Hey, you got to get this done first. Get your stuff done first.
Yeah,
Peterson got me on the TI-86 train, so I want Snake 99.
Oh my god,
dude! Oh my god!
Where you just have a mess of snakes on the screen, and like if you don't get one of your little balls by a certain amount of time, you get ejected. Otherwise, you're just dodging everybody.
Oh
my god! Just a gigantic,
just all on one screen.
Everyone has to snake around each other.
It's
on the same thing, and if two snakes run into each other, it's Tron. It's over. You're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Did I used to play that
Tron
game?
99?
Tron 99.
That'd be great for people with epilepsy.
It's worked really well.
99 different colors flashing on the screen at once. You guys, how could this go wrong? It's okay. We'll include a slider. All right, does anyone else have any more before we move on?
No, let's do it.
Let's do some dice.
Dice of Destiny.
All right, Dice of Destiny is our little game we play at the end of every episode. We roll a 6-sided dice to see who will be rolling the Dice of Destiny, which is a 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres on it. And then after that person rolls their genre, they roll another 6-sided dice for the price. Then they find a game in that genre for that price, pick it, play it, review it. Last week, through no small amount of twisting the fates of the Dice of Destiny, I ended up rolling, and I rolled a co-op game. And I don't remember the price. Do you remember the price? Was it like,
I think it was, I can't remember.
60. So I can play any co-op game I want. So Peterson pointed this out to me, and this was a game that's been on my radar, and so I will be picking this game up. It Takes Two.
Dude, I'm so excited to hear about this one.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
It looks sick.
It's so fun.
Just a brief primer if you guys haven't seen this. This is a co-op exclusive game, so you have to play it with another person. You play as a married couple who with married parents who are potentially going through a divorce, and they are transformed into,
their daughter turns them into
like children's toys.
Yeah.
And they have to work together to not be dolls anymore, but possibly fix their relationship. So
Such a
I don't
cool
know. It looks
story.
kind of cool. It looks quirky. I will say I thought it would be free because I was like, oh, it's EA. And so all EA games will be on EA Play for free. No, it's EA Play Plus. So I get a 10% discount because we were saying that EA Play is now on the Xbox Game Pass. Well, I'm here to say mea culpa. That was a fucking lie. It's just like whatever handful of crappy EA games that they
It's
put
just
on
like
EA Play.
most of them, like
Kind
the older
of.
ones.
Yeah. So like Unravel 2 was free, but this one, no way. So I guess I'll just be buying it because that's lame. But yeah, so
poor
I know, I
JD's
have
got
to
to
buy
buy
a
a
game.
game.
It sucks. It Takes Two. I will play that and have a review
It looks so good.
hopefully next week. All right, guys, that does it for us this week. Thanks for sticking around with us for this longy. To play us out, we have the theme music from Commando for the NES. That was a good pick. That's from here. That's it. Find us on Discord. Or not. Doesn't matter. Well, it does. We'd love to have you.
Try to find us. Good luck.
Good luck. I'm JD, logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK.
Darren rolling out.
This is Trent signing off.
Peterson Productions. Oh yeah.